Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of DIY projects. Today we're going to be installing these low profile 4-inch recessed can lights on the exterior of my house right along the soffits. So if you guys want to find out more, stay tuned. What we got here is these recessed low profile slim recessed cans I bought on Amazon. This pack of 16 was only like 130 bucks or something like that, and there was a 5% coupon. It comes with this driver pack that you do the wiring in, and then you just kind of screw it in right there. What you need is a 4 1/8 inch hole drill. So what I got here is this 4-inch 102 millimeter drill bit that I'm going to be using. Since I've got these soffits here, they're aluminum soffits, so they're pretty easy to get into. So I don't really need it to be any more than 4 inches. If you were doing this on drywall, you may need like a 105 millimeter, which is 4 1/8. That might get more room to clear the springs on the back of here. But I'm gonna go ahead and try this right here. And I'm gonna have to run some attic wiring. I did like half of it already. I'll still have to run some Romex out to here, and then along there between each fixture I'll just run a piece of Romex. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to do one every 3 feet, starting about 3 feet off the center of the wall. So I've already gone up here and measured 3 feet, and then I marked the spots. Even though my soffits are dirty as hell up here, I marked the spots so I know where to drill. I'm going to try to drill right between each of the ribs. That way it still has the rigidity, and then I don't end up cutting the edges along those ribs. If my calculations are correct, I'm gonna need about 5 along here, and I'm gonna need 2 over here. I might have a gap right here, and at the end I might have to do an extra 2 on the gap in the end just to make it seamless, but I'll see how it ends up lighting up at night. I'm gonna do the front soffits up there too, over my windows on either side of that, and that should complete the front of the house. All right, we'll go out here, drill the first hole, and see how it looks. Little pro tip, you want to run it backwards. That way you score it a little bit, and then you run it forwards to cut it, because it does catch a lot of the edges on there since this thing's perforated. So taking a look at the hole, it came out pretty clean, nice and solid. There are a little bit of jagged edges here. You might just want to fold it back a little bit when you put your light in, just to make sure you don't scratch anything. The light itself is pretty straightforward. It just has these 2 wings that clip into there. There is a little gasket on here that helps it seal a little bit, but since we are on an exterior soffit, that probably doesn't matter because this thing's got holes in it and it lets air into the attic space. So what I'm going to do next, I'm actually run the Romex through here, so that way I could test the first one to make sure it lights up and then everything's good, and we can do the wiring on this first one. I'm gonna go ahead and drill the second one over here, and then we'll go ahead and run the wire over. That way we have the wiring on 2 sides. All right, so we're up in my attic space right now, and I gotta get to this junction box right here. So this is my temporary switch and for my security light that I just ran recently. This one's wired hot right now from the garage light switch, and I need to make that switch into 2 switches so I can have one for the soffit lights and one for that. So right now it's just hot, so I just have a switch right here so I can switch it on and off. That's just temporary. What I gotta do is run some Romex all the way over there to the end and then fish it down into the soffit where I can get to it. What I'm going to use is this 25-foot 14.2 Romex. And a little pro tip here, it is the summer of 2021, and right now Romex is super expensive. This is like $30 for 25 feet at Lowe's and Home Depot, but as a pro tip, go to Walmart. Walmart has it for $10.72, and it might be cheaper when the prices aren't inflated due to the construction and material shortage. But Romex has been going up in price for the last 2 months. Every time I go to Home Depot or Lowe's, I notice it goes up like 10 or 20% every week. Obviously, when I found this at Walmart for this price, I returned the ones I bought at Lowe's and Home Depot and just went with the Walmart one. After kind of looking at this, I think I'm gonna have to end up putting another one over there by the security camera right there to complete this side, and then right here where the junction changes and the last one ends over here, I might just end up putting one right there. For fishing the Romex through, I'm gonna actually just start from this end and push it through that way, so that way I can actually see it on the other side inside and then pull it through. That makes it a lot easier than going the other direction where I'm going in blind. So you can see it came in through right there on that edge. So I'm about to crawl over there and grab it and then yank it through. So I got it fished through all the way over here and right here. So I'm gonna end up terminating it inside the switch plate, and we'll go ahead and wire it up outside now. So I hit the breaker and I'm just working with my flashlight now. So what we're gonna do now is just go ahead and terminate. The first thing we wanna do is terminate the neutral. The neutral is the white wire. And then next we're gonna do the hot. What you wanna do is find out which side is the switch side. So one of these hots coming in on the switch is coming from the building and the other one's going to the device. So I already determined which one goes to the device is the one right here on the right. So I'm gonna go ahead and just unscrew that screw, tuck that in and tighten it down. This is not one of the ones that tuck on the side like that. So what it is just, it just sticks in and then it clamps down. And the last thing you want to do is the ground wire, which is the bare copper. So on here, I'm just going to end up twisting it around the existing one. So the wire up the driver is pretty simple. What you're going to do is knock out one of these trade size 1/2-inch knockouts here, either on the side or the top. You want to use one of these plastic bushings in there just in case it rubs and cuts into the Romex. Once you do that, you're going to use these little Wago push-in connectors and just push in your wire and you should be good to go after that. So I got everything wired up in that box and then closed it, tucked it in, and then actually put it up there. There's a little ledge on the top that sits on top of the CMU or the actual block of the house, and I just put it there so that air and moisture and stuff doesn't get on it. The wire is long enough where you could do that, so try to do that with yours. The problem with putting it right here is there's moisture that builds up and just rain and stuff gets into there and it might get wet. Even though this is for damp locations, I just didn't want to risk it, so I'm just gonna put it right on top of that ledge. Oh yeah, there it is, working perfectly fine. That one's actually at 5,000 Kelvin and that one is at 4,000 Kelvin. You can see there's a slight yellowish color on the 4,000 versus the 5,000. I'll see how this looks at night. I think I'm gonna go with the 4,000 to make it a little bit warmer. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of this off camera and I'll show you guys the final result when I'm done. I think I might have overdone it, guys. This seems like way too much light now. Even though these are only 9 watts each, I've got 9 of them over my garage door. I could have probably done it with half of these. It turned out great. Output is awesome considering the neighborhood is pitch black. At least my house is nice and lit. Security is not an issue around the front of the house. If you guys found this video useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. I usually do car content, but I do a lot of these DIY home projects and I always post these videos. You can see that that one's still 5,000K, so I gotta adjust that one down. Anyways, hope you guys liked it and I'll talk to you guys next time.